You are sitting across from her. The world has shrunk to this single, dimly lit room. The air is thick with unspoken things, and you are finally speaking them. You are telling her your fears, the ones that crawl in the hollows of your bones at 3 a.m., the ones you've never given a voice to before. You are sharing your failures, the moments that branded your soul with shame, the ghosts of your past paraded for the first time in the light. You look at her, and you see what you believe is empathy. A gentle nod, a deep, quiet stillness. You think, she understands, she truly sees me. You feel a profound sense of relief, a connection. You have been seen, heard, and accepted. You have handed her the keys to your inner world. You are a fool, it begins subtly. A week later, during a minor disagreement, she uses a phrase you used. A single, specific word from your confession, now twisted into an accusation. You dismiss it. A coincidence, a slip of the tongue. But the chill is there, a splinter of ice in your gut. Then it happens again. She mentions one of your deepest insecurities, not as an attack, but as a casual, helpful observation in front of friends. The understanding gaze is gone. In its place is a look of cold, clinical assessment. She is watching you react. She is measuring the impact. You have to understand. This is not a communication breakdown. This is the successful completion of a mission. It's a fundamental principle of dark psychology. She was never listening to connect with you. She was conducting surveillance. She wasn't sharing a moment. She was collecting data. This is the art of observational predation. The predator doesn't hunt with teeth and claws. It hunts with silence. It hunts with focused, unwavering attention. When you spoke, your words were not just sounds. They were data points. Each fear, a coordinate. Each failure, a structural weakness. Each dream, a potential point of leverage. She wasn't building a bridge to your soul. She was drafting a blueprint for its demolition. The empathetic silence is the most powerful tool in this arsenal. It creates a vacuum. And you, desperate to be understood, rush to fill it with your most valuable information. She creates a safe space that is, in reality, an interrogation room disguised as a sanctuary. This isn't about gender. It's about a specific predatory archetype. But the cultural script that encourages men to be stoic makes them uniquely vulnerable when they finally open up. The data she collects isn't for understanding. It's for control. It's emotional ammunition, stored for later use. Think of Mark, a gifted but anxious painter. He met Clara at an art gallery. She seemed to worship his talent. In the safety of her quiet apartment, filled with wilting flowers and antique books, he confessed his greatest fear, that he was a fraud. He told her about his father, a famous critic, who always called his work hollow. He told her about the one prize he lost, a defeat that still haunted him. Clara listened. She held his hand. She told him his father was wrong, that his talent was immense. He believed her. The collection phase was complete. The deployment phase began. At a dinner with a powerful gallery owner, Mark was explaining his new series. Clara, with a perfect smile, interjected. "It's so brave of you," she said, "to push past that fear of being hollow, the one your father always talked about." The air went cold. The gallery owner's interest waned, replaced by a flicker of doubt. The seed was planted. Mark's own secret, weaponized and deployed with surgical precision. Later, when a rival artist was nominated for the prize Mark desperately wanted, Clara consoled him. "Don't worry," she whispered. "It's just like that other time you lost. You always bounce back from these little failures." She used his past trauma not to soothe him, but to reinforce a narrative of his own incompetence. Every comforting word was another nail in his confidence. The destruction was complete. Mark stopped painting. The fraud he feared he was, she had made him become. This is the endgame of observational predation. It's not about winning an argument. It's about psychic demolition. It's about dismantling a person from the inside out, using their own materials. So how do you defend against it? How do you know if you're in a sanctuary or an interrogation room? First, watch for reciprocity. True intimacy is a two-way street. It is a mutual exchange of vulnerability. Does she share her own fears? Her own failures? Or is her past a carefully curated story of vague struggles and triumphant resilience? The predator rarely exposes their own flank. They present a fortress and invite you into a space they claim is open, but which is merely an observation deck. Second, listen to how your vulnerabilities are treated later. True connection uses vulnerability to build empathy. Manipulation uses it to build a case against you. Does she bring up your secrets to help you, or to remind you of your weakness at a critical moment? One is an act of love, the other is an act of war. Finally, trust your gut. That cold feeling, that sense of dread when your own past is quoted back to you. It's not paranoia. It is your emotional immune system telling you that a poison has been introduced. That attentive silence you mistook for love was the sound of a vault door closing, with you on the inside. Her stillness was not peace. It was the coiled stillness of a serpent, watching, waiting, learning your heat signature before it strikes.